So I'm here with Myron Serbay, who owns this Plymouth Test Mule here, this original BO2968 super stock HEMI Barracuda. Myron, how you doing, sir?
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks for bringing the car out. It's been a hit so far. Can you tell us a little bit about it, how you acquired it, and how your father kind of was involved with
Well, I
this?
grew up with cars. My dad had collector cars, and he got a Chrysler dealership back in the late 50s. And when Chrysler came out with the Max Wedge in 1962, he started racing. And we went to Detroit Dragway together, and he would take a 62 white Plymouth, hand letter it with water-based paint, drive to the track, race, drive it back to the dealership, wash off the paint, put it back on the showroom, and did that for the 62 season. But for the 63 season, he got professional paint on race cars. And he had race cars all through the 60s and into the 70s. That's what I grew up with. When I went to find this, I was actually looking for a 68 Barracuda 340 4-speed that was my first brand new car. I did a Google search on my name, and up came a Factory Muscle website. And their inventory list, it looked like they had one of my dad's cars. Long story short, it turned out it wasn't one of my dad's cars, but I befriended their curator, Steve Banker. I went out to look at their collection, and he had about 50 cars in his collection. It was all muscle cars. And so I came back home, and then about a month later, Steve calls me up and said, well, the collector, Pat Magruder, was going to sell off his collection because he lost his approval for a museum in Phoenix. So I flew back out there. This car was sitting in the corner of his warehouse, and Steve said, you should have that one, because he knew how I love Barracudas. I'd love to, but I can't afford that. So I went back home and talked to my banker, and he told me, yeah, we'll lend money for it, but the problem is they would only loan so much. So I called Steve back, said, well, don't be offended, but this is the best I can do based on my banking experience. And it was about half the price they were asking for. And so I thought, well, that's gone. 2 weeks later, he calls me up and says, when do you want to pick up your car? The collector, Pat Magruder, accepted my offer. Part of his principle with all his cars, he wanted to have them go back to where they started. And being in Plymouth, Michigan, that's the closest Hamtramck or Woodward garage as possible. That's how I got it.
Unbelievable. Now this car's got a lot of history. Obviously, this is the Test Mule. So this is the car that they brought to Carlsbad in California and actually tested it there, Irwindale Speedway.
Irwindale, yeah.
And do you know who drove the car, or how many
Bob
laps?
Tarose, I think, drove the car, and somebody said that was his picture in the car on the board there. So
okay.
I'm still trying to verify some of that information.
You have a lot of good.
I got a lot of history,
good
but
pictures.
I don't have all the things finalized yet. This started out as a 4-speed.
Okay.
And they converted it to an automatic.
So when did they do that? I mean, was this tested as a 4-speed when it was
No,
first built?
No, when they brought it in, they just tore the front end off because these have got fiberglass fenders.
Right.
Tore off that. It had according to Arlen Vanke, it had a small block engine in it. They obviously pulled that out, pulled the transmission, and they proceeded to try to squeeze this HEMI in here. And they had to make some modifications for it to do that.
So they pulled these off of a line in 1967 to start this project. Is that how it worked out?
Well, it was a pool car, so it was already in use for Chrysler employees. And I don't know how or why they pulled that one car, but it was a luxury Formula S 4-speed.
Wow.
And it had a small block engine in it. Because you can see it's got deluxe interior. That's not in the final version.
Okay. And
likewise, the seats are Porsche seats, and they never put those in the final version. They put van seats in the eventual BO29s.
how about the radio speakers back there?
That's what was in the car when they pulled it off the pool.
Wow.
So I assume the speaker is not in there.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, right?
Yeah, Went through and to lighten it, you know, they took the dash pad off. The glass is thin glass, fiberglass front end. You can see, obviously, no back seat.
How about the rear? Did they put Dana rears in these, or 8 3/4 rears in these?
Dana. The starter motor went out about 7, 8 years ago, and I had a Mopar mechanic friend come over to try to change it for me. And he climbed under it and he said, "It ain't gonna work. You got to take the exhaust header off. You may have to jack up the engine." So I just said, "Okay, that's it." I just let it sit. So that sort of triggered me to call Jim back, get his recommendation for somebody to get it going again. And that's where HEMI Eddie came into the picture.
And that's how you guys got it going? That's how you guys got this car?
Yeah, 7 weeks ago.
Out?
We met at his shop, spent 2 or 3 hours talking. I felt very comfortable, and I gave him the car to fix for me.
Ah, all right.
And he's done a great job.
It's a build-on. So you got, that's a build-on pump. This is a spacer where the line comes in right here on the front. And you got a line coming in back here. You got 2 lines going to the pan to pick it up. The 2 lines are hooked to a swivel pickup in the pan. And I keep asking these guys that are losing bearings up here,
Yeah.
y'all got a swivel pickup? No, we run a stationary pickup. Hello. We turn them more RPMs than y'all do. That's why we're having trouble with bearings. No, your motor's running out of oil.
Right.
That's what's happening. Every one of them that I asked, I've talked to about 3 or 4 of them about it because they've lost bearings. And I said, "You ever heard of a Lee Smith pickup?" Who's that? Lee Smith built a billet pickup back then, a machined one that had O-rings. You sandwiched it to the pan.
Yeah.
It had a pickup about that long, so you had to have a kick out on the pan.
Yeah.
It had a fin about that tall on it. And when that oil went to the front, it went to the front.
Yeah.
Dale and I had one on the Demon, and we ran that car all year. Never heard a bang. Never.
It was a Formula S 4-speed. And they took it out and started working on this thing. So if you look inside, it's still got the clutch pedal in there, but they made it into an automatic.
Shannon, come
Yeah. Porsche seats are in
here.
it?
He's young. We're just training him.
Oh, he's young.
You see the master cylinder?
Yeah.
You see the rubber lines on it?
Yeah.
You have to take the master cylinder off and lay it over on the fender well, take the valve cover off.
Well, when Trozzi came out to verify this car, they took the master cylinder off, and he saw his scribe marks on the firewall.
Is that right?
Because, you know, they had to move it over 3/4
So they moved it over. See that aluminum plate?
Yeah.
Well, the other bolts in that plate's where the master cylinder should have been. And they made an offset plate.
And so that's how Trozzi verified that this was the car, because of his scribe marks on the firewall. Plus, he found some paint chips that also matched up with what he did. So,
the guy showed me some pictures of a car yesterday that he thought I built, and he showed me some pictures underneath the car. I looked and I said, "Yep, I did that. That's the right car."
good.
He's going to check and see if it was a good clutch pedal or not.
That's a good one.
Good one.
Okay.
See,
You want to sit in the car?
Want to sit there?
Okay.
Now, this has got the Porsche seats in it.
Porsche.
Yeah, that's.
God, we're gonna lay back like this.
All right, let me kind of get a picture of him in this
Yep.
car.
Okay.
Herb, you don't have to shift this car.
Now, it's a little hard to get out of these things.
Hell, when you're 81, it's hard to get out of anything. I'm older than he is.
Okay.
So we need to get all 3 of you together here in front of the car. And
Sure.
We'll get a picture of you guys, and then
No problem at all.
Oh, I appreciate you coming over here.
Quite welcome. Thank you for having us.
This is what makes this stuff neat. It really is.
That's what
Some
I'm.
of the people we've run into up here this weekend, and I've had some kids I've run into up here that just made my day.
Good.
Absolutely. I'm talking about kids.
Thank you very much for bringing it out here. We appreciate you spending some time with us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your 70th annual NHRA US Nationals.
Thank you.